wanted to, we've heard from many members of the construction industry throughout these hearings, but clearly you will play a pivotal role moving forward. Is there anything that you feel that we haven't yet addressed in terms of what role your industry can play and how we can collaborate beyond what we've heard from you today and from other members previously?
Yes, thank you, Member Skelly. There is one area that the industry has had lengthy discussions with the Ministry of Transportation and Metrolinx and certainly Infrastructure Ontario on, and that has to do with P3 projects and risk allocation. I'll give you an example. So the Eglinton Crosstown LRT project going through the middle of Toronto, it was discovered around Yonge Street that there were a lot of ancient utilities. They were not on anyone's surveys or maps or anything like that. And our discussions with what's called the province have been that it's inappropriate for the private sector to take on that kind of risk. So I think we're making progress in that regard. So for future projects, I believe that the province will rightfully take that risk over. Where we're having further discussions right now, and perhaps your help on this would be needed, is that because of COVID, there are certain contractual provisions, especially in larger P3 projects, that if you don't hit the timelines, you can face severe penalties for lack of progress. And I think earlier in the morning, both Minister Scott and the Deputy Minister talked about a slowdown in productivity on many construction sites because we have to have physical distancing. There's obviously way more PPE. If you're going up a hoist in a building, you can only have one person or two and not three or four. So the work is slowed down. We don't want to be penalized for that if we're trying to keep our workforce safe.
We have less than a minute. One of the areas that it's a real issue that, again, is raised often in these committee hearings, and that is red tape. Just your comments on what we can do as a government or what we have done to address this in terms of construction. Sure.
Well, the municipal cost environmental assessment process is something I've worked on personally with my friends at Municipal Engineers Association, AMO, the Ontario Good Roads Association, and in fact 3 years ago we launched an environmental Bill of Rights process to try to get those changes. I'll just give you one example. In 2016 I was before this very same committee and I was talking about a low-risk maintenance type of activity that almost every municipality does, and that has to do with snow plowing.
Thank you.
And the way it stood...
Thank you. Sorry to cut you off. We'll go to the opposition side for the second round, and I'll go to MPP West.